Sunday night at Split Rock Lighthouse, the beacon was lit to remember the 29 men who lost their lives on November 10th of 1975 when the Edmund Fitzgerald sank to the bottom of Lake Superior. This is an annual event. It starts with the reading of the names of the crew to the tolling of a ship's bell.
Now, the Fitzgerald left Superior, Wisconsin on November 9th, 1975, headed toward Detroit with a load of iron ore. The next day, though, a storm hit and the ship sank.
For folks who live near the port of Duluth Superior, seeing ships come and go like this is just kind of normal. It's an everyday occurrence. But there is an international community online who finds this just fascinating and ever inspiring, too. WDIO reporter Bailey Warfield introduces us to the YouTube channel Vibe with Mike.
For those that are new to this stream, I'm Vibe with Mike, and I document the ships here in Duluth.
They're familiar to us.
Algoma conveyor, 740 feet in length. Robert S. Pearson.
Each with a different purpose.
That's the Missouri crunching through that ice.
Story.
It is BBC Challenger.
And vibe.
Fast Eddie.
Fast Eddie. Mike has thought the aerial lift bridge was cool since he was 8 years old. And in adulthood, the interest grew.
But I really started recording the ships, for real about 1.5 years ago. I have no connection in my family to the maritime industry or anything like that. It's just, you fall in love with the hobby. It's no different than someone that's doing woodworking or any other type of hobby. This is my woodworking.
His hobby?
Boat friends. It's a cold one out here today.
Has earned him almost 40,000 YouTube subscribers.
And I want to say hello to the boat friends that are in the chat.
Where did boat friends come from?
I think it came from the fact that I didn't have any friends to talk about boats or ships, and I just said, the first couple of people say, hey, I got some boat friends.
His voice is familiar to these boat friends.
I see Chuck is on there. Harry, how are you?
And unless you run into him at the canal, he'll stay just a voice.
Well, it's called Vibe with Mike, so at least you know my name is Mike. However, the channel really is not about me. It's about the ships. It's about the people that are a part of this channel, the boat friends.
So you won't see his face on YouTube or here.
Now, I always say it's not about me. It's about this community and the people around the world that have taken a liking to Duluth, the ships, and everything that we have here in this gem of a city.
But he took us on a pontoon cruise.
So the lift bridge is all the way up right now. We're getting closer to it.
To see some of the ships that excite him and all the boat friends.
This right here is the crown jewel of ships. If they ever come to Duluth or anywhere on the Great Lakes, this is the one they want to see, and we just happen to be here to see it. This is the longest ship on the Great Lakes. This is the Polar Tregurtha, 1,013 feet in length. The Eiffel Tower is 1,080 feet to the very top of its spire. If you took the Polar Tregurtha and put it upright, this would be almost as tall as the Eiffel Tower. So it's Eiffel Tower going through the canal, essentially.
Mike studies these ships.
I know you have never seen this vessel go through the Duluth piers because it never has. It's on its maiden voyage, but did some research. It's equipped with some low sulfur fuel engines.
Their history?
This right here is a beautiful old school Laker. The J.W. Eigelhart, built in 1936.
And their specs.
Well, the Anderson, this is a 767-foot vessel.
One of the things that I think really draws people to the shipping industry and to channels like Mike's are the stories behind the ships. So this is the Arthur Anderson getting ready to load here at the ore docks in Duluth. But this ship has such a deep history because it left behind the Edmund Fitzgerald, and it responded to the crisis that happened that night. And yet here it is, still sailing the Great Lakes. Just that living piece of history right here.
When you see the Arthur M. Anderson go by you in Duluth or anywhere, you do see the silhouette in your mind of the Edmund Fitzgerald that goes by at the same time. It's always going to be connected.
Whether the ship has a deep history or is new to the Twin Ports, Mike is a bridge to an international community.
But let me rattle off some of our boat friends from around the world that have said hi in email here in the last 2 weeks. Liam O. from Dublin, Ireland. Sophia R. from Sydney, Australia. Hiroshi T. from Tokyo, Japan. Olivia M. from Toronto, Canada. Carlos G. Mexico City, Mexico.
And the list goes on.
Well, I happened upon Boat Friends, Vibe with Mike.
I came across Mike's channel. I thought, this is great.
I started vibing with Mike, and now I'm a part of his community as well.
That's something that I've noticed. People that have the interest in ships as a hobby and watching them, just wonderful people, and they are the type of people you want to become friends with.
They even get their own category, Boat Friends.
I am the lucky person that gets to hit record and to share these ships and the experiences that we get to have right next to the lift bridge all of the time.
I knew the salties came from far. I don't think I ever thought that one of them comes from Australia.
Yeah, you never
One of them
think
came
that.
in from Tokyo.
Yeah.
From Mexico City. Like, I knew they went under the ocean. I just didn't think where they went
That
from there.
ocean.
That's a really long ways.
That's a long way.
Australia
Yeah.
to Superior.
Yeah, and one of the things I liked what he said in one of his videos on YouTube right there was he called the harbor, Duluth Harbor, and right around there, right in the ship's exit and enter, a washing machine on Superior. Because it's so volatile and so,
Yeah.
you know, the ships go in, make their own waves, and there's waves already on the surface. He was looking at 10, 15, 20-foot waves there, and one of them was coming in.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow that channel.
Yeah, I know, me too.
But now I want to see what
followed it.
Mike looks like.
I know.
That smiley face bug was killing me.
Got to get to the bottom of that.
Thank you, Bailey. Very nicely done.